Oh man,
Rogue agent neutralized.
What's up, agents? Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to today's build video. This is going to be a special one, guys. You need to pay attention. If you hate the meta, if you hate the way everyone with Bloodsucker, with 500k armor, running around in the ODZ, killing you with the Eagle Bearer, they got compensated on the ropes, precise, all of that stuff. This is a build to counter that. This potentially may be the new meta. This might take it over. TU5 brought a lot of skill updates, and we got some very strong skills. And why haven't we been using them? Because people haven't been trying it out. I've been testing this for just over a week and a half. I can tell you guys it's extremely strong. It's really, really good. This is the Detonation hybrid build. This build is extremely strong against meta players. This is a PvP build. You will destroy any player running the typical compensated with spotter on the ropes, all that. You will be able to destroy them even if they have 500k armor. Now, the people you saw in the clips in the beginning of the video, they all had over 400k armor. I don't have that. I got about 320k armor, but the way that we're going to be using this build is very clever, and it's pretty obvious if you think about it. But there's certain things you guys need to follow if you want to use it. So first and foremost, let's get into the specializations for this build and an explanation on how to use it. So this is a hybrid build, full PvP. It uses the elements of the previous meta, but it forms them into a new TU5 updated version. So the way you're going to play this, we're going to be using a Seeker Mine. The Seeker Mine will be doing massive amounts of damage. So the Seeker Mine not only staggers them, but it puts them on the back foot instantly because it automatically detects them, or you can manually do it if you want a stronger Seeker Mine. So there's various ways that you can use this build. I'm going to explain those things very shortly. Before we get into this, guys, just keep in mind, all right, this is not min-maxed. This build has got so much potential. This build can be min-maxed to the moon. It is ridiculous. There's so many ways you can make this build better by getting higher skill power rolls, more damage mods, better gear. I don't have the right gear, so don't compare your build to mine. I make a lot of builds, and I just tried my best to get the right gear pieces, and I finally got the build together. So I'm going to show you guys this build. So let's get into specialization now. What you might be thinking is, if it's a hybrid, explosive hybrid build, we're going to be using the Demolitionist. No, you're not. We're not focusing on all explosive damage. That's half of the build. So what you want to do is use the Gunner. You can go Demolitionist if you want, but the medkit is weak on it. We want that 150% armor kit. Very important for PvP. If you get into a fight, most people are running this because of the medkit, the armor kit. So you're going to need this to be able to fight up against them. But the Seeker Mine will take about 3/4 of their armor if you spec it right. I do know you can one-shot with this build, but I don't recommend going that much into it. You could if you want to. It depends how you guys want to play. Now, if you want to go for a full explosive build, this is not it. This is a damage tank hybrid which combines explosive damage. It's extremely effective. How you're going to use this build is you're going to use whatever assault rifle, whatever you want to use, rifle. I would recommend if you got the Eagle Bearer. I always use the Eagle Bearer, obviously. Just make sure the specialization, everything is active, all the various talents, perks, and whatever gun you want to use, put spec into the damage. So you're going to be dropping your Seeker Mine before every fight, and it's going to do a lot of damage. And then as soon as it does damage, you just finish the guy off. It's that simple. It sounds simple, but it works really well. And here's the thing. This build gives you a 10-second cooldown on your Seeker Mine, which is crazy. And we don't use the BTSU gloves. We're not going to be using those. We don't need them. So let's get into this build. I just wanted to explain to you guys just before we get into it so you understand where I'm coming from with this build. It is a 397. It is the perfect combination. I do believe this build could potentially become the new meta. I've seen a few people run this very effectively. and hopefully I'm one of them because I've been winning every single fight I've been getting into. I haven't lost a single fight 1v1. It's ridiculously strong. You can call it cheesy, but we all know this game is completely cheesy in certain ways, like people popping armor kits and they become invincible, or the server lag, or that's just the way that we can counteract the meta right now. So 397, 323k armor. Let's get one thing straight. We can get 400k armor. You can get 400k armor with this build. I haven't even rolled armor on my chest piece. So you guys need to keep that in mind. We'll get to that. So just remember, you can have 400k armor with this build very easily. So 84k health, 21k skill power. That is actually on the high side. It's because certain mods, I don't have Seeker Mine, mods that increase, utility mods that give me more Seeker Mine skill power. I've only got one. So depending on your build, you have to alter it the way that it can help you. So if you got good utility mods and it boosts your Seeker Mine, you can have like 1500 if you have the right mods. It depends on your build. So Eagle Bearer, I'm hitting 22.7. That's not a lot of damage, but trust me, you guys, you don't need it. You don't need the damage. You can use whatever marksman if you want. I use this because it's got a high damage output. I can two-shot people with this, so it depends how you want to play. It's going to be a quick build. It's nothing too fancy, but we need to go over a few things. So the mask is a Wyvern wear mask. Now it doesn't matter what you use. You can use whatever brand set. I'm giving you guys a base idea to work on it. Empowered is very strong. 10% skill power is probably the best in slot right here. Now you might be wondering, well, why don't you use destructive? Like I said, we're not completely speccing into destructive. Don't overdo it. This is nice because it gets my skill power to the perfect place where I have nice bit of skill haste and I can use all my mods without having to use too many batteries. It all depends on your build. So putting these pieces on is not as simple as you guys may think. You need to make sure that it suits you. So that's what I've done. As long as you can make sure your mods, we'll get into that soon. So just put nice skill haste. Skill haste is very important. Once you have got the max skill power for your mods for your skills, then you must spec into skill haste because skill haste is vital in this build. The chess piece is very interesting. Now you need to have destructive on this piece because not a lot of other things will be active, and that's the best in slot for this. I've got 57k health with 723 skill power. I can put this a bit higher, but I don't need to right now. You can roll armor. Like I said, I like having the health because my chem launcher is ridiculous. It heals me all the time instantly, so I don't need the extra armor. I like having the extra health. So it's completely up to you guys. You can roll armor, get over 400k. It's completely up to you. 5% assault rifle damage. It does have an offensive mod slot, which is very nice. I've got my Seeker skill power right there. 6.4k armor. Just put your best mods on the gear to try and get your armor and your skill power up. Now the holster, 625 skill power. You can go upwards of 800, so you can always min-max this a lot. Destructive needs to be on the holster because as you can see, we have got 3 destructives. This is very important. Now, I need to explain to you guys first that we're using compensated and on the ropes because those are the 2 strongest in slot for damage. So this is a damage skill hybrid, but it's more of a damage. You don't really need as much skill power. Like I said, if you have your mods active, you'll be ripping through people. It functions as a normal PvP build, your run-of-the-mill PvP build. But the Seeker Mine it's like a whole nother person helping you, especially if you're a solo player. You can do a lot of damage when you're playing solo with this build. I killed various groups last night. It was quite a lot of fun. After my stream, I should have kept streaming, but I killed multiple groups after when I put this build on. So it's very fun to use, and I really did enjoy it. So the backpack, 18% armor, 25k armor. This is the one that we all knew that we could buy, so we bought it because it had the armor. Then we just re-rolled this to get it. That's why the weapon damage is so low. My RNG is bad. Hopefully your guys' RNG will be better. On the ropes, hardened, very good. Now, here's something that I wanted to show you guys to further this build. Hardened isn't very important. I wanted to get my armor up because I don't like to be below 300k. But if you guys want to, you can do this. You can use this combination, destructive and on the ropes. Gives you extra explosive damage while still maintaining a bit of tankiness. But like I said, you'll be at lower armor, and I wouldn't recommend it. But you could really take this build an extra step further. So there's various ways you can make this your Seeker Mines even stronger. But trust me, taking a whole big chunk of someone's armor, it only takes a few bullets to finish them off. So that's why it's very, very strong. Compensated gloves, you guys are going to need assault rifle damage on it or whatever gun you want to be using. 10%, very nice. Compensated, 15% extra damage. When your crit chance is below 20%, as we know, we don't use crit chance. The Kneepads, we're going to be using 11% total armor. I think it can go up to 12 or 13%. I'm not really sure. Explosive needs to be on this. You really need that extra bit. And hazard protection is very vital for this build because there's a lot of explosive builds going around. So we want to have a bit of explosive resistance. well, sorry, hazard protection, but I know it doesn't really mitigate the explosives too well, but it does help, especially when you're getting put on fire by the certain types of seeker mines. So you get what I'm saying, guys. Like I said before, mod everything, armor rolls. We want to try get our armor up there, even though the chem launcher is so powerful with this build. So as you can see, guys, this is a skill hybrid damage build. It's extremely potent. Let's get into the stats and the skills now. All right, so everything's active. Obviously, naked. Don't worry about that. I can just swap that out. That's up to you guys. 22k base damage. Crit chance not important. Headshot damage is 55. We do have where is it now? Assault rifle damage bonus. It's 30%, which is actually decent. We don't really need that much damage with this build. We just need to be able to get our skills back to heal us and to drop the seeker mines. And the seeker mines just do crazy amounts of utility. Hazard protection, that's pretty good, 20%, not bad. As you guys can see, my seeker mine is 3.6k, which is very nice. Skill haste is only 32%, but it really does work. I get my seeker mines back every 10 to 13 seconds. It depends sometimes. I don't know why it's inconsistent, but it depends. Chem launcher is 2.5. That's very nice. I would personally like to get my chem launcher a bit higher, but that's for another day. Okay, so there's two types of seeker mines we're going to use for this build. One is the singular one, which does the most damage, does about 652k damage. In normalized, it won't be as much. You obviously for PvP it's modified, but it does a lot of damage. As you can see, I've got an auxiliary battery because this is not a complete skill build, so I don't really need it to put any more damage. 95 and 138% skill haste. It says 22 seconds, but for some reason, I don't know if it's because of my various talents or something like that, I get it back every 12 seconds, roughly around 12 seconds. So I get it back very, very quickly. It's very, very strong. It comes back, if I finish someone off before the next guy comes while I'm rogue, it's back again. So it really works stacking more skill haste. And I'm sure you guys could get the cooldowns even lower. So just don't be fooled by this. Sometimes it doesn't represent the true nature of it. And then if you manually destroy it, it actually comes back in about 4 seconds. So it just depends. I don't know why. It's very inconsistent. I don't know if that's intended, but it doesn't matter. So 80% heal and 66% heal. You guys need to make sure you don't use any um, waste any slots for extra skill power with a battery. Make sure you have two decent mods. I don't have the best mods, unfortunately. I need to get better mods for this. I need to craft some. Like I said, you guys can really min-max this. 125k health points, armor repair is very nice. 15-second cooldown, it's very strong. I heal myself extremely quickly. It takes about a second to get my armor back. That's why I don't really need too much armor. That's why I've gone for health. It does make me extra tanky because this actually is armor repair, not health repair. So just remember that, guys. That's why I've stacked health. It depends how you want to play. I like to tank a lot of bullets, so you can go further, make this build even stronger, putting more more destructive damage, but it's up to you. More tankiness, more skill power, whatever. You have to adjust it to the way you want to play. But 397 is vital. You need the 7 for the on the ropes. That extra damage is vital for this build. So this build's really fun to use. You guys need to give it a try. It's extremely strong. Right now, I think it's the strongest build in the DZ, and I've been proving it to myself. I hope you guys can give it a try and see what you think. So just a quick word about the Seeker Mine now. I swap Seeker Mines. I change between this one and this one. The cluster mine is good for when you're fighting against groups and you don't have time to manually aim the big one. It does less damage, but it staggers all of them, and it gives solo players a chance to kill more than one person. So it's very, very strong if you're a solo player. So I switch between the two. So just a quick note there. It's very fun to use. I really, really enjoy it. It's very, very strong, and don't underestimate this build. But anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy this build video. If you got any questions, leave a comment. Go give it a try. Let me know how it works for you guys. I would like to know if you don't like it, if you like it. Like I said, it's min-maxable. There's a massive gap where you can min-max this build. It can be so strong. So please give it a try, and I will be seeing you agents in the next video. Peace out, boys.